1. Speak from the diaphragm. People judge how trustworthy you are half a second after your very first hello. But if that first hello sounds breathy and labored, then the listener perceives you as anxious. When you speak from your diaphragm, your voice sounds smooth and relaxed. This is because you exert less effort breathing from your diaphragm than your mouth. To practice speaking more from your diaphragm, voice coaches recommend lying on your back with your knees slightly bent. Next, place your hands on your ribcage and breathe in through your nose. You should feel your stomach push against your hand. As you exhale, your stomach moves downward. This exercise will teach you to breathe from your diaphragm. And when you breathe from your diaphragm, you also speak from your diaphragm. Another trick to engage your diaphragm is to laugh with a deep belly laugh. This will engage your diaphragm and make your voice resonate with sex appeal. So before that big interview or phone date, laugh like a madman. 2. Find your maximum resonance point. Your maximum resonance point is the ideal vocal range that makes you sound the most attractive. Women tend to force their voice in a slightly higher range to sound more appealing, while men tend to speak slightly lower. But forcing your pitch an octave higher or lower makes your voice sound unnatural. To find your maximum resonance point, you can steal a trick from opera singers, a lip drill. Inhale through your nose and then exhale through closed lips like you are blowing a raspberry. Repeat a few times. These lip drills force you to relax your vocal cords. 3. Don't punch your words. Singers are taught to never punch their words. Word punching happens when the speaker runs out of oxygen, so their words come out choppy. Punched words make you sound anxious and weak because our lizard brains do not like to hear someone gasping for air. You want your words to flow off your breath and not stop your airflow. You can avoid punching your words by engaging your diaphragm more. 4. Clear your throat. It sounds simplistic, but clearing your throat eliminates guttural sounds caused by phlegm. Just don't clear your throat too aggressively because vocal cords are delicate and damage easily. One way to gently clear your throat is to drink water. Lack of hydration will cause your vocal cords to swell. It's why singers constantly drink water. 5. Do not allow inflection at the end of your sentences. Inflection occurs when you speak with a higher pitch at the end of a sentence. We do this naturally when asking a question, but some people make statements with an inflection at the end too. This communicates doubt and makes you sound less confident. Instead, keep your tone steady unless you are asking a question. 6. Control your volume. Typically, our natural volume is dictated by whom we are speaking to and our environment. As someone who is soft-spoken, I am really unnerved by loud talkers. I am not alone. Screaming or talking loud triggers a fight or flight stress response in the listener. Screaming also damages vocal cords, so try to make a conscious effort to speak slightly below your normal volume. 7. Remember to pause. Speaking without pausing becomes monotonous and is sure to put your listener to sleep. Pausing creates suspense. Voice coaches recommend you pause with transition words but, and, because, then, when, and try to limit these dramatic pauses, or you risk sounding affected. When I give a book lecture or radio interview, I will often add ellipses in my talk notes to remind myself to insert a pause. If I want a steady rest, I will use the typical in my notes. If I want a more dramatic pause, I will write out to remind myself to insert a longer pause. 8. Slow down your tempo. One of the most common mistakes people make when nervous is speaking too fast. Guilty. Listeners often tune out fast talkers because their brains must work harder to keep up. Fast talkers also come off as more self-centered because speeding through communication does not build rapport. Fortunately, you can train yourself to speak slower. One trick is to focus on articulating every word. Another trick is to stretch out your vowel sounds while keeping your words connected. It might feel awkward at first but will become effortless in time. Voice coaches also recommend you practice reading out loud to train yourself to speak slower. Try reading poetry. The line breaks naturally force you to slow down, and unless you are reading off side effects or a Vigor commercial, remember to vary your tempo. Slow down your tempo to focus the listener's attention. Speed up your tempo at key moments to excite your listener. 9. Stand up straight. When you are hunched over, your diaphragm is collapsed, making it hard for air to exit your body. Before giving a radio interview, I will often stretch my arms above my head in my power pose. A power pose not only opens your diaphragm, but increases testosterone and decreases cortisol, which will make you sound more relaxed and confident. 10. Slow. Author Vanessa Van Edwards' research on voice attractiveness found how aggressive your voice sounds also affects your likability. In one experiment, when people answered the phone while smiling, listeners rated those voices as more likable. Surprisingly, a happy voice was even preferred over an assertive-sounding hello in both genders. So before you pick up the phone, smile. A word of caution: don't overdo the smiling. If you smile too much, your facial muscles will get cramped and make your voice sound tense. When I talk on the phone, I usually get under my dining room table. I know it's weird. I like the cave-like privacy, and lying on my back forces me to use my diaphragm. So I leave you with one last tip: the best way to improve the sound of your voice is to stay relaxed. Maybe a stiff drink relaxes you. Opera singer Swear by Whiskey. It supposedly helps you maintain your voice. Or maybe it is your unique warrior pose. Find something that works for you.